If you're a PhD student still completing coursework, there is something you need to understand before you reach the dissertation stage, and that is your dissertation preparation has already started. And if you're treating every course as just another class to finish another discussion post to submit or another paper to get an A on, you may be missing one of the biggest opportunities in your doctoral journey, because some of the work you're doing right now could eventually help you identify your research problem, even build your literature review and choose your methodology, and even shape your dissertation topic, but only if you knew what to look for. Now, this video is not for someone who simply wants to complete assignments, earn their credential, and move on. This is for doctoral students who want to become a stronger researcher. The student who wants to understand why they're doing all this reading, writing, discussions, and research before the dissertation begins, because doctoral coursework is supposed to do more than help you earn credits. It's supposed to change the way you think. And one thing I learned through my doctoral journey is that the dissertation does not simply begin when your university says, now you're in the dissertation phase. The foundation is actually being built much earlier. Your courses are teaching you how to read research, how to evaluate evidence, how to construct arguments, and how to identify gaps, and eventually how to conduct research of your own. So today I'm going to walk you through 6 things PhD students need to understand about coursework before they reach the dissertation. And number 1, stop thinking like a student who is just completing assignments. One of the biggest transitions in doctoral education is moving from being primarily a consumer of information to actually becoming a producer of knowledge. In earlier education, you may have been rewarded for showing that you understood the material, you read the chapter, you explained the theory, you summarized the research, you answered the question. At the doctoral level, that is no longer enough. You should begin asking, what is this researcher claiming? What evidence supports that claim? What assumptions are being made? What are the limitations? Where does this study fit within the larger literature? And probably the most important question, what still needs to be understood? That last question is where research begins. So when you're reading articles for class, don't just ask, what do I need from this article to complete my assignment? Start asking, what can this article teach me about how researchers identify and investigate problems? That is a completely different level of thinking. Number 2, your course papers can become research assets. Here's something I wish more doctoral students understood early. Stop throwing your course papers away mentally once the semester ends. Those papers can become assets. Let's say you're interested in veteran mental health, and one semester you write about peer support, another semester you examine access to mental health services. Then another course has you examine qualitative research methods. You may think you're completing 3 unrelated assignments, but there may actually be a research direction developing right in front of you. So this is why I recommend doctoral students pay attention to the topics they repeatedly return to, and ask yourself, what population keeps getting my attention? What social or professional problem keeps appearing in my work? What questions do I keep asking? What literature am I naturally drawn toward? Those patterns matter. You don't necessarily need your final dissertation topic during the first course, but you should begin recognizing your research interests, because research interests eventually become research directions. Number 3, learn to read research differently. Another major mistake is believing that doctoral reading means reading every journal article from the first word to the last word with the same level of intensity. You're going to encounter a tremendous amount of literature. You need to learn how to read research strategically. When I examine a study, there are several things I want to understand. What problem were the researchers examining? What was the purpose of the study? What research questions were asked? what and who participated, what methodology was used, how were the data collected, how were the data analyzed, what were the findings, what limitations did the researchers identify, and what did they recommend for future research. Notice what you're doing. You're not simply reading content, you're studying the architecture of research. And after examining enough studies, you begin recognizing patterns. You start noticing what strong research questions look like. You begin seeing how methodology connects to the purpose. You start noticing weak alignment. You begin identifying limitations. That is how coursework starts training your judgment. Number 4, methods courses are more important than you think. When students get into methodology courses, sometimes the terminology can feel overwhelming. Phenomenology, case study, grounded theory, generic qualitative inquiry, experimental design, correlational research, mixed methods, sampling, validity, reliability, trustworthiness, coding, thematic analysis. It can all feel like an entirely new language. But don't treat research methodology as information you just need to memorize for an exam or assignment. You are learning how researchers make decisions. For example, I want to understand people's lived experiences. What methodology makes sense? If I want to examine relationships between variables, what design would make sense? If I want to develop theory from data, what methodological approach might I consider? The deeper question is, why does this research design fit this research problem? That's the skill you eventually need during your dissertation, because a committee is not simply going to ask what methodology you selected. They're going to want to know why. Why this methodology? Why this population? Why these participants? Why these interview questions? Why this analytical method? Doctoral coursework gives you opportunities to practice answering those questions before the stakes become much higher. Faculty feedback is dissertation preparation. This is another area students sometimes overlook. You receive a paper back, you see the grade, maybe it's an A, you're happy and you move on. But I would argue that the comments may be more valuable than the actual grade. Look for patterns in the feedback. Are professors repeatedly telling you that you're summarizing instead of synthesizing? Are they questioning your evidence? Are they asking you to develop your argument? Are they correcting APA issues? Are they telling you your are they telling you your ideas need stronger scholarly support? Those patterns tell you something. They reveal where your doctoral level skills still need development. And if it's much better to discover those weaknesses during coursework than when you're working on chapter 2 or defending your methodology, when you're defending your methodology before a dissertation committee. So keep your feedback, review it, compare feedback across courses, and ask yourself, what is faculty feedback consistently telling me about the way I think and write? That's professional development. And the 6th thing, build your dissertation before the dissertation. This may be the most practical evidence in this video. Start organizing your research now. Don't wait until the dissertation to suddenly create a research system. If you find a strong article, save it appropriately. Track the citation. Record why the article matters. Identify your population. Identify the methodology. Record the major findings. Note the limitations and record anything the researchers say about future research. Because 6 months or 2 years later, you may remember reading something about that was important without remembering where you found it. And that is frustrating. So create a system. Your system might include reference management software, folders, a literature matrix, an annotated bibliography, research notes, and whatever works for you. But there should be a system, because eventually you're going to move from reading 10 or 20 articles for a class assignment to managing potentially hundreds of sources across a dissertation. And organization is not a separate from research. Organization is part of research. So here's the mindset shift I want PhD students to make. Don't think I'm doing coursework now and later I'll do my dissertation. You must think my coursework is preparing me to become the researcher who will eventually complete the dissertation. That's different. One mindset separates the two stages. The other connects them. Every literature review you write can actually strengthen your synthesis skills. Every research article you analyze can strengthen your methodological thinking. Every discussion post can strengthen your ability to defend an argument. Every faculty comment can reveal an area for growth. Every methodology assignment can help you understand research design. So when you begin looking at coursework this way, the doctoral journey starts making more sense. And so just a quick recap to remember these 6 things. Number 1, stop thinking only about completing assignments. Treat your papers as potential research assets. Number 3, learn how to read the architecture of research. Number 4, take the methodology courses seriously. Study your faculty feedback. And number 6, build your research organization system before the dissertation begins, because your coursework isn't just preparing you to pass your courses, it's training you to think like a researcher. So if you're currently working through your PhD coursework, subscribe to QualiCoach. Here we talk about the parts of the doctoral journey that students often don't understand until they're already in the middle of them. From developing your research thinking to methodology, as well as your dissertation alignment and finishing the research process. And remember, don't just complete the coursework, use it to build the research you're becoming.